Hello everyone. Today's tutorial looks at rubric marking. Now I'm not going to go into the pros and cons of rubric marking here. I'm just going to show you how Google Classroom and a great Google Sheets add-on called Doctopus make it quick and easy to use rubric marking and remove the need for lots of photocopying, highlighter pens, etc. So I'm here in my test class and I've assigned an essay and importantly made a copy for each of the students, and you can see their work is shown here. Then the first thing you need to do is to create a rubric. In practice you'll probably have already done this as a department and you'll have a rubric that you all have agreed to use. This is a numeric one, so you can see the numbers along the top, and then the skills that we're looking at listed down the left, and then in the cells are the various descriptions. It's important that the rubric is set out in this format, and it won't work unless this top left hand cell, the A1 cell, is left blank. So you've created that rubric, and I'll assume that you've done that ahead of time and you want to mark the essays. First thing you need to do is to open a new spreadsheet, and you'll need to have the Doctopus and Rubric add-ons installed. If you haven't got those, come to Add-on, click Get Add-ons, and then you can just search for either for Doctopus or indeed for Rubric, G-O-O-B-R-I-C, it'll find the same thing, and this is the one that you want. I have got it installed, so I'm just going to launch it. So I'll just choose Doctopus and launch. It takes a moment or two to open, and here we are. Now the first thing you need to do is get rid of this really irritating little warning, and then you need to select the mode that you want. You see it gives you a choice of two, and I'm going to ingest a Google Classroom assignment. So I click that, it whirs for a moment and it will find my Google Classrooms, and then what I want to do is to select the class. So I'm going to select my test class down here, and it will then find the assignments that I've set within that classroom, and I select the assignment and I want this one, the rubric marking sample. Again, it'll take a moment just to link to the various pieces of work, and then I want to just click ingest assignment. So it takes a moment or two just to do that task, but you'll see that it's created a new sheet within the spreadsheet with details of the various students and the links to their pieces of work. Now I need to come back over here, dismiss this irritating warning again, and I want to attach the rubric. So this is the rubric that I've already created ahead of time. Now it will load my recent rubrics. I don't need to choose one of those. I can just choose one that I've got saved elsewhere in my drive if I want, but in fact this is the one that I want to use for here. It'll come up with a few options, whether to make it viewable to students, allow self or peer assessment, or send email notification to students. I'm just going to turn those off for now, and then I want to attach the rubric. Again, it whirs for a few seconds, and then you'll see that it's created a new column in the spreadsheet with a link to allow me to assess the document, and down here it's created a new sheet which is where the marks will be recorded. So I'll just come back to this one. I want to click the link to assess the first document, and it will open up the document in this format with this window at the top. So looking at the first skill first, understanding, I just click the description that I feel best fits this piece of work. If I want to, I could enter the number and it would do the same, so I could put the number 3 and it will highlight that box. Then I go to the next skill and I decide that that best fits, then that one, and then that one. I can still make comments in the margin of the essay, just as I would as I was marking it normally. And I also have this box here where I can make a summative comment. I can even use this button to record an audio comment if I think that that would suit a particular student better. So once I've assessed each skill, or the skills that I'm going to assess for this, this piece of work, I click Submit. I could choose to email the scores to the student as well, but by clicking Submit it will attach the grid to the end of the essay with the relevant boxes highlighted. So if I come up here to this first piece of work, you can see that the grid has been highlighted, has been attached, and the boxes highlighted, and the comments would appear there had I made any. If I come back to the spreadsheet, you'll see that the scores have been entered for that particular student as well. Of course, once the basic data is in the spreadsheet, you could easily add a formula to give a different weighting to a particular skill or change the number of marks it's out of. But that's really it. You can see that the student gets a pretty clear visual sense of their strengths and weaknesses. You do have to enter the final marks into the Google Classroom assignment, but of course this does allow you to make any alterations to the numbers should you want to. And of course with the rubric marking, you don't need to reduce everything to a single mark or grade. Arguably this is a much more detailed picture for the student.